Greetings Pokemon fans and welcome back to Polywar's Wrath. My name is JD and today we're doing a special video. We are catching up on some Pokemon. If you haven't been paying attention, we've been playing through Pokemon Blue with every type, trying to figure out who the best of every type is, fully evolved. That way we don't have to worry about evolution or anything, to see who the best of every type is in Generation 1. And eventually we'll get the best type, and then we'll get the best Pokemon in Generation 1. But what we're doing today is some Pokemon have not had second runs yet, so we're going to put it all in one video. We're going to showcase 4 Pokemon and what they've done in the second run and see how well we've improved, or maybe we didn't improve this Pokemon at all. Maybe we got worse. I don't know. We'll find out. Before I dive into that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. If you comment, it helps the algorithm out. It gets out to more people. Liking does the same thing. Sharing obviously gets it to your friends. And if you subscribe, it tells me and YouTube that you want to come back and watch my content. So without further ado, let's dive in to the first Pokemon. The first Pokemon we want to talk about is Primeape. Primeape came with a pretty solid time of 55 minutes and 50 seconds in our first playthrough. Some Pokemon are very limited on their moveset, so it's pretty easy to kind of shoehorn them into a strategy and execute it. Primeape is one of these Pokemon. Now we do want to improve the time, but with some Pokemon you're not going to get a drastic improvement of time. When you play with Primeape, it kind of funnels you into a set of moves and strategies, and that's what happened with the first playthrough, and it actually happened with the second playthrough. So we may not get a massive increase in time, like a big gap between play 1 and play 2. However, our biggest goal is we want to get this into under 55 minutes. That's the biggest goal we want to have with Primeape. So let's dive into the Elite Four. Now I have sped up the time. It's double speed so that we can get through this without spending hours and hours and hours talking about these Pokemon, okay? So the first one is Dugong. He comes out, and Dugong is going to get hit by a Thunderbolt and a Karate Chop. Very good. Cloyster comes out. We have low special, so this is what one of the problems with this Pokemon is it doesn't have a very high special attack, or just special in general in Generation 1. So Thunderbolt, which you think would be a one-hit knockout for a lot of these water Pokemon, are not, because we have low special, and some of them have pretty good special, like, you know, good defense. So we move right on to Bruno. We do beat Lorelei in like our first attempt, and we can go on to Bruno. Bruno, we're going to mimic Harden, and Harden's going to let us badge boost a little bit to make these a little bit more consistent. We don't want to badge boost on the Onix, because Onix, we're going to level up and we lost all the badge boost anyway. So now we just badge boost on the Hitmonchan, and we're going to use Dig, and we're going to sweep his entire team. X Defense stopped us from getting a one-shot there. It's okay though. Machamp comes out, we use Dig on Machamp. Nope, 2 turns, yep, there we go. And we beat Bruno. He's pretty simple, and we move right on to Lorelei. Lorelei has, Agatha. Agatha has the Agatha Lauder. Can poison you, can paralyze you, confuse you. We do outspeed the Gengar, and we hit it with Dig. It's a one-hit knockout. Golbat's a one-hit knockout. Arbok's a one-hit knockout. Haunter was a one-hit knockout, so is Gengar. So clean sweep, took no damage from Lorelei at all. And we move right on to Lance. Lance is going to come out, and really he's not going to do much to us, because we're going to go for Rock Slide. He's going to heal himself. We're going to go for Rock Slide, and eventually we're going to knock him out. The rest of his Pokemon are going to try to do Agility. It is a fighting type Pokemon, so its AI says that the best move to use against it is a Psychic move. Agility is a Psychic move, so we don't have to worry too much about that. The only one that can really hit us is Aerodactyl, because it doesn't have a Psychic move, but we sweep his team, and now we move right on to the champion. And we're at 53 minutes and 33 seconds, so we're well under that 55-minute mark, but we just have to execute this battle. Rock Slide is a one-shot or two-shot on the Pidgeot. Very good. Karate Chop does not one-shot Alakazam. We almost get one shot, however. We don't. We rest up, we heal. And what we want from Rhydon is we want Rhydon to give us some Leers and Tail Whips. It's going to boost our stats. In the bottom left corner, you see how our defense is lowered. Well, every time that happens, it does a 12% boost to our other stats. So we're getting faster. We're getting a higher attack stat. We're getting even higher special. So now we're going to go Rock Slide on the Gyarados. It's a one-shot. Arcanine comes out. We're going to go for Dig. It's a one-shot on the Arcanine. And now we have one Pokemon left. We did not level up, which was great. And Karate Chop is not a great move to use there because of reasons. And those reasons is because we critical hit a lot with Karate Chop, so there's kind of no point. And there's no point in really using it, but I'm going to go ahead and pause it right here. So what we ended up getting was a 54-minute and 41-second time, which is not a drastic improvement. Like I said, it's a little over a minute, but it's an improvement nonetheless. It does move it up a tier, and ultimately Primeape is a pretty solid Pokemon. Okay, so if you're going to use it in a playthrough, it's very solid, it's very reliable in a lot of ways you want to use it. You just got to know the strategy to use. If you're going to use it with actual fighting moves, it's not going to do too well. But if you just know that it's a good physical attacker, and you just get some good physical attacking moves on its moveset, it's going to succeed. So let's move right on to the next Pokemon, which is Rapidash. Rapidash came with a time of 59 minutes and 27 seconds. 12 resets. It was a pretty grueling playthrough. So some things in this we're going to showcase. So I'm going to showcase what happened with Boomer the Hiker. If you don't know who Boomer the Hiker is, when you go in the rock tunnel, there's a hiker there with 2 Geodudes and a Grappler. He can be a wall for some Pokemon. He was a wall for this Pokemon, for example. But we have a much better strategy we can execute, so we're going to showcase that. And then we're going to showcase the final time in the Elite Four. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this. We've already had one reset on Boomer the Hiker, and then we wanted to showcase the strategy. So Geodude's going to come out. We're going to go for Growl. That's going to lower his attack stat. So when he does self-destruct, he has completely random AI, so he'll randomize his moves. So we're going to Growl just until he decides to go for self-destruct. And look how little damage that did. That was our strategy around beat it. Let him beat himself rather than us, try to knock him out with Ember. That was what we did the first time. This time, much more efficient, much better. Went into Elite Four around 48 minutes and some odd seconds. And so Lorelei usually can be the problem for fire Pokemon, but we've just figured out the best way to use this Pokemon or utilize beating this Pokemon. We have agility, so we're badge boosting right now. We knock out the Dugong Gong Gong. We knock out the Cloyster with Fire Blast. We are boosted right now. And if we would have thought better about it, we could have used our Mimic move and mimicked Amnesia and boosted our attack stat. But oh well, no big deal. We still beat Lorelei. A little more convoluted than it needed to be, but we still beat Lorelei. We move right on to Bruno. Bruno, we don't talk about Bruno very much. We are going to badge boost one time, and because I forgot about needing the badge boost and leveling up. So we badge boost on the Hitmonchan, which was a risk because it could have froze me. But we knock it out. And we knock out all the other Pokemon. Clean sweep over Bruno. Very good. And we move right on to Agatha. Now, Agatha is not really a great matchup for this Pokemon. However, we're going to go for Hypnosis. It's going to hit us with Nightshade. We're going to put it to sleep. We're going to put it to sleep again. And we're going to get a full setup. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go for Fire Blast. It's not a one-shot. Now, this is scary for this Pokemon because we only have so many Fire Blasts. And we don't have another move that can hit Ghost Pokemon. So, if we get misses or we get any problems like that, this can be a very bad battle for us, but we end up getting the win nonetheless over Agatha. Clean sweep of the Elite Four so far, and now we move on to Lance, who's usually the biggest problem for fire Pokemon. His Gyarados comes out and is going to go for Hydro Pump every single time. We use Double Edge and get a knockout in 2 hits, and now the rest of this battle, we just got to rest up, and we got to recover our health, and we're going to set up on the Dragonair. It does have some ability to hit us pretty hard, so I'm not going to take that away from it. It does have Dragon Rage, which does 40 damage every time. It can get very annoying, very convoluted. And we also has access to Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam can do a lot, but with our badge boost, we just boosted our physical defense. So we're doing pretty well at this point. Fire Blast one-shots the Aerodactyl. And we're going to go for a Double Edge on the Dragonite. So 2-hit knockout. We beat Lance. And now we're going to move on to the Champion. The Champion wasn't really that big of an issue. It's just we gotta just make sure we execute our strategy. Fire Blast on the Pidgeot, one shot, very good. One shot on the Alakazam. Now we can finish our setup. We're gonna go for rest. We should go for rest. Yeah, we just got our defense or our stats boosted again, and hopefully it goes for another Tail Whip. It does, and so we could have got one more if it hit that Tail Whip, but it didn't. Not a big deal. And we're gonna go for Double Edge. Doesn't do a lot of damage to us. And we're going to go for one more. Fire Blast. Nope, doesn't do anything. On the Arcanine, but we get the knockout nonetheless. Fire Blast on the Exeggutor. And the last Pokemon, we did not want to level up for this battle, so that was good. We get the knockout over Blastoise, and we get a time of 54 minutes and 3 seconds. So when you compare that to the last time of around 59 minutes, we not only improved this by about 5 minutes, we also kicked it into another tier, under 55 minutes. So that was the benefit we had with Rapidash. It's the second best fire Pokemon in this game right now. It really is. That surprised me. When you look at the list of the fire-type Pokemon Generation 1, this one stood out as one that just has a great starting moveset. The only problem it really has with its moveset is mid-game, it doesn't have a great fire move. It doesn't get, like, in Generation 2, there's like Flame Wheel and things like that, but you don't get that with this Pokemon. This Pokemon does not learn Flamethrower via level up. I don't know why, but it doesn't. So Fire Blast was a big deal with this Pokemon. It really elevated it. So let's move on to the next Pokemon, which is Magmar. Now, Magmar was actually the first Pokemon I played through in this series to figure out who the best fire type is. And so it kind of had the disadvantage of going first, and it came in with a time of 101.10. We are going to drastically improve this time. Now, the problem with Magmar, it just doesn't have great stats. It doesn't evolve. It's not an evolved Pokemon, so it has decent... I think it had the second lowest stats of all the fire-type Pokemon. So it does have that disadvantage. It does have a great move pool, though. We are going to dive right into the Elite Four, and we're going to showcase how this Pokemon did in the Elite Four. We're at 47 minutes and 26 seconds. Our first trainer we have to face is Lorelei, as per tradition. Flamethrower is going to be a 2-shot. Dugong is an ice type, so it's neutral, but it still does decent damage. We 1-shot the Cloyster. We're going to mimic Amnesia on the Slowbro. We did get growled, so our physical attack stat is not great right now, so we have something we have to deal with. But we go for the knockout. We go for Flamethrower on the Jinx. Now we just have a Lapras, and Lapras gets 1-shot by Psychic, so very good. Move right on to Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. Bruno's going to be a cakewalk. I don't think we have to set up. We're going to set up just to be safe, but we could have probably saved some time here and not set up. So we're going to get a couple Hardens in, and then we're going to go for Psychic, and we're going to clean sweep the entire team. Psychic, 1-shots on all the Pokemon. Machamp comes out, 1-shot on the Machamp. And we obliterate Bruno and move right on to Agatha. Agatha is kind of a similar situation to Bruno. We're going to 1-shot with Psychic, and we're going to sweep the entire team with Psychic. They're all Ghost, Poison, or Poison type. So this is a pretty straightforward battle. And Agatha is kind of scary sometimes. She did confuse us. So Psychic, and Gengar. If we don't knock it out in one go, Nightshade will knock us out, which is what happens here. So we're going to do this battle one more time. So just a little bit of bad luck. That's all it is. We can't badge boost against Gengar. We could potentially put it to sleep, but that just gives it a chance to confuse us, so we might as well go for the Psychic knockout. So we don't have a lot of options there. And now Flamethrower doesn't knock it out. Psychic does. So we get the second try victory over Agatha. And at that point, we had no reset, so keep that in mind. Now we're going to move on and face Lance. Lance, the Dragon Specialist is what he calls himself. Double Edge is a 2-shot on the Gyarados. We're going to go for Rest. And then after we wake up, we're going to go ahead and mimic Agility. Agility is going to let us set up here. It had to take a turn after it did Hyper Beam to recharge. So now we're just going for a full setup. We're going to rest one more time, and that's going to recover our health. And he had to heal one time, and 2 Dragon Rages isn't the worst thing ever. This battle really killed us. All the time we're spending healing, and all the time we're spending setting up, we could have been using this time. This really could have saved us some time and got this Pokemon into a different tier, so that's a little bit of a foreshadowing for what's about to come. We do not knock this Pokemon out in one go. It does heal itself, and we don't get the knockout. We're so close. If we got this knockout, this Pokemon would have moved into a different tier, but that is not the case. We do knock out Gyarados again, so we try this battle one more time. We do Rest. We do Agility. We mimic Agility to set up 1 and 2 and 3. There we go. And so now we're going to go for Rest one more time. Hyper Beam has to recharge. He Hyper Beams us again. So we have to heal again. And I really just want this guy to randomize his moves and go for Agility is what I really wanted to do. But it doesn't do that. It doesn't capitulate. We're going to heal again on this Dragonair. And it's going to hit us one time. Goes for Agility, which is good. Now we are ready to, I think, sweep. Psychic is a 2-shot on the Aerodactyl. We get a better range on the second one, and then we knock out the Dragonite. So it's that battle alone took like a minute. So it took about probably like 30 seconds more than it needed to, honestly. Now we move on to the Champion. In Champion, we're going to go ahead and go for Fire Blast and knock out the Pidgeot. It's a 2-hit knockout. We burn it. That's what knocked it out. Double Edge on the Alakazam. We're going to go for Rest on the Rhydon. Rhydon. And we want Rhydon to hit us with a couple Leers, and he's really not capitulating and doing what we want. We want him to hit us with a couple Tail Whips, a couple Leers here and there. There's 2, there's 3, perfect. Hoping he kind of hit us one more time, not a big deal, but we knock it out, very good. And we're going to go for Double Edge, which is a 2-hit knockout on the Arcanine. That and a combination of Psychic. Fire Blast on the Executor. And the last Pokemon is Blastoise. We're going to go for Psychic on the Blastoise. He goes for Hydro Pump. We tank it. We could get knocked out there. We get a critical hit. And so we get locked in with a time of 55 minutes and 23 seconds. The previous playthrough, we clocked in at a time of 1 hour and 1 minute and like 10 seconds. So this was a massive improvement. Like I said, that Lance battle, if we wouldn't have to heal like 30 times, We could have saved ourselves that and a couple other things. I could definitely get this under 55 minutes. If I, had a timer or played one more time or maybe 2 more times, I could definitely get under 55 minutes. But as it stands right now, he will clock in with a time of 55 minutes and 23 seconds. So very proud of that time because, he'd been sitting there as like one of the worst fire types for a while, and we get him under an hour, and we can definitely get that under 55 minutes. This is going to be something I do in the future. I don't have time to play through these Pokemon like 10 times each to get the best time possible. But we have the next Pokemon, which is the last Pokemon we're going to do in this video, which is Machamp. Machamp comes in with a time of 46 minutes and 26 seconds. Top 3 right now. Top 3 before this playthrough that we're doing today. This Pokemon's very solid, and if you just focus on one strategy and play through this Pokemon, it will obliterate the game in front of it. So let's go ahead and dive into the Elite Four. We're at 38 minutes and 46 seconds. And we're diving into the Elite Four. Lorelei should be pretty simple. A lot of our Pokemon are weak to Rock Slide. So Rock Slide's a one-shot on the first Pokemon. We missed Rock Slide twice in a row on the Cloyster, so we could probably have shaved a little bit more time off this playthrough if we just hit our moves. We're going to go for Amnesia just to be safe, to set up on the Slowbro. And we're going to Earthquake and Sweep. Earthquake knocks out the Jinx. Earthquake knocks out the Lapras. I thought we were going to. This battle gets a lot more convoluted than it has to, just because a little bit of random number generation, a little RNG, but we get the win nonetheless. Move on to Bruno, and he has an Onix. There we go. And we're going to set up, like I said, on the Onix. Just want to make sure we sweep this team. Earthquake's going to one-shot to Hitmonchan, one-shot to Hitmonlee. Onix going to one-shot. And then Machamp, is it a one-shot? It is. So we sweep Bruno, and now we move on to Agatha. Agatha has, like I said, the Agatha Lottery. So the goal here is we really want to make sure we outspeed. If we don't outspeed, we can get hit, but we have a move for everyone. We have something for everyone, as I like to say. Earthquake one-shots the first 2 ghost types. Earthquake knocks out the Gengar. Earthquake knocks out the second Gengar. And like I said, Rock Slide took care of the Golbat. So Agatha is very simple. You'd think it wouldn't be for a fighting-type Pokemon, but actually it was a very solid battle there. And now we're moving on to Gyarados. Now, like I said in the Primeape video, we can get a full setup here with like no restrictions at all, because Dragonaire's good AI says Psychic or fighting Pokemon, Psychic move, Agility will just spam it. Same with Dragonite, same with the other Dragonair. So we beat Lance in a pretty easy battle, and now we're at 42 minutes and 26 seconds, so we're moving right on to the champion. And Pidgeot comes out. We're going for Rock Slide on the Pidgeot. I can't believe this does not one-shot this Pokemon. I really can't believe it. So we go for Double Edge to make sure we don't get like a miss or something. It is low accuracy. Double Edge knocks out the Alakazam. We're going to fully recover on the Rhydon, and Rhydon will capitulate right away and hit us with 2 Tail Whips and a Leer. Now we are fully set up and ready to just go and steamroll the rest of this team. Earthquake will one-shot the Arcanine, and then Venusaur will come out, and we will do Earthquake on Venusaur. 2-hit knockout. Very good. Very great time of 46 minutes and 43 minutes and 16 seconds. So this is a very good time because now we're flirting with Poliwrath's time. So now we're going to transition over to our tier list. Looking at our tier list, we have some changes that have to be made. So the first change that has to be made is Machamp came in with a time of 43 minutes and 16 seconds. So what that means is Dugong now moves down the line a little bit. He's now in 3rd place. Primeape moves in, Poliwrath moves into 2nd place, and Primeape takes the #1 spot for now. I mean, we haven't played Poliwrath's second playthrough yet, so we'll figure it out. But it moves up, and also Dugong could also get a better time as well. So those things are definitely possible. So does that move Gengar? We'll find out in a second. So, yep, I think that moves Gengar into the #1 spot in the sub 50, and then Charizard's right behind him. We still have to do Charizard and Gengar's playthrough as well, so this could really get shaken up a lot. The next Pokemon is Rapidash. So, Dugtrio clocked in with a time of 54 minutes and 52 seconds. So, we got to move Dugtrio back a little bit, because Rapidash has moved into the #1 spot in the sub 55 minute category. Got to get this lower, a little bit lower. I wouldn't say it's going to be anything drastic, but it does move Dugtrio up, and then we also have Primeape moves up as well. Primeape moves into the spot just in front of Dugtrio. So now we got a little bit more of a better picture when it comes to our sub 55 category. So like I said, Primeape moves 54 minutes, 51 seconds, about 10 seconds faster than Dugtrio, so that moves him there. And we have one more move to make. and that is Magmar. Magmar will move in, and let me look at the times for Fearow. Fearow was 58 minutes, so yeah, we move him well above and well in front of Fearow. We'll move Fearow back over a little bit, and we'll move Flareon. Eventually, I do want to do Flareon again. I do want to do Arcanine. I do want to do... So here's the thing about Arcanine and Ninetales that I will straight up talk about right now, is I gave them kind of some mercy rule. And what I mean by that is Arcanine and Ninetales both got extra moves. Now, Arcanine got, I believe I gave it Agility, and Ninetales got Confuse Ray, which helps both these Pokemon out immensely, but that's not what the move it officially gets whenever you have this Pokemon and you have it fully evolved with it's a stone evolution, so it does not get any more level up moves. So I gave it a move to help it out. I've not done that with any other Pokemon. Just those two Pokemon because they're stone evolution. That'd be like me giving Poliwrath Amnesia and seeing how well it does. I will bet anything I own it, Poliwrath would obliterate this game if it had Amnesia. It'd probably be under sub 40 easily. So that might be a what if scenario for the future. But as it stands right now, this is our tier list. Our tier list is Machamp coming in at first place. And we got Poliwrath, who still needs to do his second run, same with Dugong, and Gengar and Charizard. So for a while, Machamp would have the #1 spot. But we improved a couple Pokemon. We improved Rapidash, we improved Primeape, and we improved Magmar. And like I said, I think if I tried hard enough and I did it again, Magmar could easily get into that 55-minute, sub 55-minute run. I can shave 30 seconds off this run easily. Just a little bit of better menuing and just playing some battles smarter, not having them drawn out. So, but that's it, and we can keep going, but I'm not going to. This is the video. This is what I sought out to do. So let me just think in the comment section down below. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys on Friday where we're playing through with Articuno. It's going to be a fun playthrough. I really enjoyed it. You're going to enjoy it as well. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Have a good one. See you guys Friday.